One for your next Canadian. He's a regular here at Comedy Cabaret. Please welcome Glenn Friesman.
All right. How we doing tonight? I am thrilled to be here tonight. I am celebrating with you guys my 300th day of sobriety. Don't get carried away. I'm not talking about a row or nothing. It's really all together. You know what I'm saying? So I am thrilled to be here tonight. I was in LA, Coliseum the last couple of nights. Went to the airport. The lady at the American Airlines counter tells me my flight has been canceled. I said, listen, I got this big gig in Bucks County, Pennsylvania tomorrow night. In the attic of a Mexican restaurant. Attached to a no-tell motel, just charging by the hour. And I gotta get there in the worst possible way. I just said, well, 2 counters down is Spirit Airlines. I tell you, Spirit Airlines, my connecting flight was on Greyhound. So give yourselves a round of applause for living through the pandemic, huh? Right? Not one mask in this whole place, right? And yet COVID is still going on, but we don't care anymore. Right? It's like we don't care anymore. I'm the perfect example. Okay? I woke up this morning with 104 fever. I was coughing. I was sneezing. I'm here. What's amazing about this pandemic, about the virus, where they told us 41 months for a virus they told us was made in China. Impossible. Everything else made in China broke in 41 minutes. So a little bit about me. I am single now for the first time in 40 years. So if anybody's thinking about swiping right, I'm your guy. Yeah, it's been 40 years. I'm not even good at being single yet. When people say something, who are you seeing? I tell them about my psychiatrist. I'm at a party the other night. A buddy of mine said, so who you with? I told him Verizon. No, I'm convinced with all these dating sites, I'm convinced that if I had $1, just $1, for every woman that found me unattractive, eventually they would find me attractive. I wasn't even attractive as a kid. You remember spin the bottle? Right? The bottle would go around, and if it pointed you, you'd go, give me $1, give me a kiss. Right? I put a down payment on my first house when I was 14. So something else about me. I am half Irish and half Jewish. That means I'm drinking if you're buying. One of the girls I'm dating, she's half Polish, half Italian. She wanted to beat somebody up and forgot who. I don't know if you heard this yet, but today, a dentist was arrested for selling marijuana. I couldn't believe it. 2024, arrested for selling marijuana. I couldn't believe it. I've been going to this guy for 25 years. I never even knew he was a dentist. So I took my service dog, and I'm walking him through the Walmart. Gorgeous 110-pound golden retriever, walking through the Walmart. Lady comes up to me, she's got 2 little kids, they want to pet the dog. No problem. They're petting the dog. I looked at it, this woman had her kids on leashes. Leashes, have you seen this? So I looked down and I said, well, they're really cute kids. Were they rescues? I'm glad you found it funny. She didn't find it funny at all. And so I quickly complimented her mustache. Yeah, that didn't help the situation. She said, well, what about your dog? Was he adopted? I said, as a matter of fact, he was. You see, my wife and I, we couldn't conceive a dog naturally. On our own. I'm checking out of that Walmart, and the cashier says, did you find everything okay? I said, why, were you hiding some stuff? There's a big sign right there on the end of the Walmart. It says coming soon to all Walmart supercenters, dental offices. You imagine dental offices in a Walmart. But in the fine print it says their claim to fame is they're going to have an express lane for any patient that still has 7 original teeth or more. So you guys seem like a really smart audience. So I have a question. If a man is addicted to masturbation, and then he becomes addicted to sex, is it fair to say that his addiction got out of hand? My kids are over and over, Dad, you're 60 years old. When the hell are you going to become famous already? I said, as soon as they find your mother's body. I'm kidding. They're never going to find her body. Let me ask you this. Is anybody amazed when you see like a heavily tattooed couple? He's all tattooed, she's all tatted up, and then somehow they have a baby, and then the baby comes out blank. Just me. All right. Does anybody get upset when your friends or your neighbors or your relatives come over to your house and they act like they know every single thing about Mozart when half of them have never even once seen one of his paintings? I know a buddy of mine getting married for the second time, married a Jewish girl, tells me he's going to get circumcised at 60 years old. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I said to him, they did that to me when I was 8 days old and I could walk for almost a year. He says, I have to do it. It's for my wife. She's an angel. I said, you're lucky. Mine was still alive. I'll tell you something. When someone gets murdered, right, the first person the police always suspect is the spouse. That is all I need to say about marriage. I remember calling my grief counselor. On last Thursday, I called my grief counselor and said, hey, is he there? And she said, no, he passed away. But luckily, he was such a good grief counselor that I don't give a shit. So I was helping my great niece do her 5th grade math homework. And I was pretty good for about 50% of it. The other 2/3, see, that's a math joke. You gotta know math. There you go, my sidekick. This is good. So I only do 2 impressions, but I'm going to give you 1 tonight. Okay? Any ophthalmologists, eye doctors? Anybody? No? Okay. So this is my impression of an eye doctor making love. How's this? How about now? Better? Worse? B or A? One or two. How many people in the audience, how many people believe that kids are a gift? Hey, there you go, all right. How many would rather just play with the box that they came in? I know, you're in. I got it. Anybody get that awkward, kind of weird phone call from your kid's school saying your kid was going to have to repeat a grade, but all year long you were doing their homework? My sister-in-law, on and on, how women are better multitaskers than men. On and on. I couldn't stand it after a while. Half an hour she's on and on. And women are better multitaskers. Finally, I said, will you please just sit down and shut up? And she couldn't do either. You know, the truth of the matter is that 36 years ago, my wife and I, we should have never gotten married in the first place. But you know what they say, opposites attract. She was pregnant. I wasn't. I said to her, honey, why don't we going on vacation. She said, oh, being married to you is a vacation. I said, oh, honey, that's so sweet. She said, not really, you were the last resort. I said, maybe we just gotta put a little spark back in our marriage. So she tasered me. I said, how come I never know when you're having an orgasm? How come you never tell me? How come I never know? She told me she doesn't want to bother me at work. So during the pandemic and all that, I had to go out and look for a second job, right? So I go in and I finally get an interview. And a young millennial looks at my resume and she goes, well, I see here you never went to prison. I said, that is correct. I was taken. I finally got a job working for an IT company, an IT security company. Guy says, what makes you so special? I should hire you. That's why I hacked into your computer system and put in my own invitation for this interview. Guy looks at me and says, you can make $100,000 a year. And in 6 months, you can make $150,000 a year. When can you start? I said, in 6 months. Oh, again, one day the guy said to me, why do you call everybody an asshole? I said, because it's gender neutral. I finally got to order. You know those big box stores, they sell like absolutely everything, right? And they try to make me a stock boy. I'm 59, I'm like, I can't be a stock boy. I want to work at the front counter. The guy says to me, well, if you can do what I can do, you can have the job. I said, great. First customer walks in and says, can I help you? He says, yes, I need to buy some grass seed. Guy says, would you like a lawnmower with that? He says, lawnmower? I like to go grass seed. Now you're trying to sell me a lawnmower? I don't like the price. He says, listen, I'm not pressuring you. But if you buy the lawnmower today, it's free assembly, free delivery. We throw in the grass seed. We'll mow the lawn for you for the first time. It's a great deal, and it's 20% off. I said, you know what? I'll take it. I said, I can do that. He says, all right, you take the next one. Guy walks in, he says, I need to buy a box of tampons. I'm a quick study. I say, would you like to buy a lawnmower with that? He said, a lawnmower? Why would I want to buy a lawnmower? I'll get over a box of tampons. I said, buddy, your weekend is shot anyway. You might as well mow the lawn. So my father, he lives down at Paul's Run in the Northeast. Great nursing home, really excellent place. He asked his doctor if he could cut his Viagra tablets into quarters. His doctor says, Mr. Friesman, I can definitely cut your Viagra tablets into quarters, but there's no way you will ever achieve a full erection with a quarter Viagra. My father says, I don't want a full erection. I just wanted to stick out far enough so when I wake up and pee in the middle of the night, it doesn't get on my slippers. I'm going to give you a quick street joke you guys can take home with you, okay? Putin, Netanyahu, and Gandhi are on their peace summit. After the peace summit, they're driving back to the hotel and the car breaks down. They see a farmhouse up the road, and they go and they knock on the farmer's door. The farmer says, listen, I got 2 beds inside, but where are you going to sleep in the barn with the cow? Gandhi, being Gandhi, said, no problem, I'll sleep in the barn. So he goes to the barn 10 minutes later, there's a knock on the door, it's Gandhi, what's the matter? He goes, there's a cow in the barn. Where I come from, the cows are sacred, I cannot sleep in the barn with the cow. So Netanyahu from Israel says, no problem, I'll sleep in the barn. He goes to the barn 10 minutes later, there's a knock on the door, Netanyahu, what's the matter? There's a pig in the barn. Where I come from, the pigs aren't kosher, I can't sleep in the barn with the pig. There's no problem. Putin, being the last one left, says, he'll sleep in the barn. He goes to the barn 10 minutes later, there's a knock on the door, it's the cow and the pig. Take that one home with you. I want to tell you two quick things. Number one, I am only addicted to one thing in this world, and it's what you just fed my addiction, the sound of laughter. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And with everything that's going on in the world today, okay, there's only one thing between 7 continents and 167 identified genders that we all have in common. The sound of laughter. No matter what. Always our ability to laugh. I'm Glenn Friesman. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
Glenn Friesman, ladies and gentlemen. Now please keep it going for your next comedian. She's made appearances on The Tonight Show as well as Seinfeld and is preparing to tape her own dry bar special. Welcome, Anita White!
Hi. I'm not from Texas. No, I'm from Philly. I grew up in Philly.